Manufacturing is the process of converting raw materials and components into finished products.
There are essentially two methodologies used for scheduling production activities. One is driven by customer demand and is known as a pull system.
The other is driven by fulfilling stock levels according to a forecast and is known as a push system.
A pull system relies on actual orders from customers to start the manufacturing. In other words, if there are no orders, there is no production. A push system, however, relies on anticipated sales, and production of goods is activated when inventory levels reach a certain minimum quantity.
An easy example to relate to of a pull system is the manufacture of custom-made products such as a tailored suit or clothing for a sports team. The production of a product and purchasing of raw materials only begins when an order is received. This philosophy has many benefits, primarily that the business does not have money tied up in loads of inventory which may or may not be sold.
However, many high-volume industries are also adopting this philosophy, such as motor vehicle manufacturers. They only begin the manufacturing process once they receive orders from dealerships. Raw material inventory is kept to a minimum, and the quantities kept are based on a combination of lead times and past usage.
The pull mentality stretches throughout the supply chain. In other words, raw materials ordered from suppliers are linked to production, which is in turn linked to demand.
As one can imagine, there is a tremendous amount of planning that needs to take place for this system to work effectively. Things that need to be incorporated into the plan include:
the flow of materials into production needs to be synchronized, planning so that inventory is available only when it is needed. A system of continuous analysis is implemented.
Working towards achieving one product at a time, matching the rate of production to the rate of customer demand, avoid using paper-based systems, building quality teams.
An important concept to understand when using a pull system is bottlenecks. A bottleneck in the production environment, and in fact in any environment, is the process which takes the longest to complete.
To have a synchronized production, all other processes must work at the same speed to avoid buildup of materials and semi-finished production on the production floor.
Making use of work cells is another feature of the pull system, where all who work in the work cell perform similar functions. For example, all welding happens in the same work cell, regardless of which product is being made.
Some of the other features of successful pull systems are:
applying a JIT, just-in-time mentality. This means having all your materials arriving just in time to meet the production requirements. It also means delivering finished goods to the customer on the agreed delivery date, not before and not after.
Waste means cost. There are many ways to focus on and to eliminate waste from operations, such as eliminating waiting time, eliminating unnecessary movements, applying stringent quality processes, making the best use of skills of your people, and many more.
To make JIT work effectively, suppliers need to be aligned to the production plan. It is their responsibility to deliver materials to you according to the JIT production plan.
Because the whole system is focused on satisfying a customer's order, the system must be able to adapt to create or produce a new product when a new order comes in.
In a pull system, activities are sequenced in the same order as they are positioned on the production line. If anything goes wrong at any work cell, the whole production line is stopped. Discipline is very important.
A pull system relies heavily on making use of visual signals. Instead of using documentation as instructions for things to happen in the production environment, visual signals are used. Visual signals can be anything from a traffic light system on the production line to a visual display board showing production rates for the day.
Let's talk a bit about other visual systems, such as different types of Kanbans. Kanbans are not as foreign as we may think.
Kanbans are used quite a lot in retail trade, and you may have noticed some of them. Often products, such as cool drinks, are delivered in reusable crates that are returned to the supplier when empty so that they can be refilled. These are called Kanbans.
The same concept is used in a pull system. A Kanban will be designed to have exactly the right amount of material for a production process at a specific work cell. For example, in a car manufacturing production line, having exactly the right number of wheel rims and all the nuts and bolts necessary to assemble them, all in a Kanban, makes the process super efficient.
The Kanban is delivered to production full, and as soon as it is emptied, this is an instruction to the warehouse to refill it. This same concept is used with suppliers who often have a warehouse or storage facility very close to the factory so that they can deliver just in time.
Of course, to achieve this level of inventory control and planning, it is mandatory to have good systems in place with accurate data.
Kanban containers often have cards associated with them that are used as a mechanism for replenishment. This form of Kanban usage can either be a 3-card Kanban system, 2-card Kanban system, or a 1-card Kanban system.
There are a number of Kanban rules that need to be in place for a pull system to work effectively. All personnel need to be aware of the rules and to apply them at all times.
Implementing a pull system takes careful planning and a big focus on the elimination of waste. Waste in any form can hinder the efficiency of a pull system and should be identified and eliminated.